From luxury space balloons to secret military space planes, and even missions to Mars. These aren't science fiction. They're happening right now. Let's explore the most mind-blowing space technologies shaping our future. The XB-70 Valkyrie, conceived during the height of the Cold War, was envisioned as a Mach 3 plus strategic bomber and remains one of the fastest, most advanced aircraft ever built. Designed by North American Rockwell, the Valkyrie could soar to altitudes of 70,000 feet, escaping enemy interceptors through raw speed. Only 2 prototypes were completed before the bomber program was cancelled, yet the Valkyrie's story did not end there. Engineers began imagining the aircraft as something beyond a bomber, a hypersonic mothership capable of releasing rockets or space planes mid-flight at near-orbital speeds. Though the concept never left the drawing board, it foreshadowed modern air launch systems and revealed just how far ahead of its time the XB-70 truly was. Europe's Space Rider now carries that vision forward. Developed by the European Space Agency and the Italian Space Agency, this uncrewed robotic spaceplane is scheduled for its debut in 2027. Riding atop the Vega C+ rocket, Space Rider will haul up to 600 kilograms of experiments into low Earth orbit, ranging from microgravity science to biomedical testing. With a 1,200-liter payload bay and powered by a service module, it can remain in orbit for 2 months before returning. Instead of crashing down, Space Rider will separate from its service stage and glide to Earth using a steerable parafoil system, offering affordable, routine, and reusable access to space. Then there's Virgin Galactic, Sir Richard Branson's bold venture into space tourism. Founded in 2004, the company made headlines with its Spaceship Two series. And in 2021, Branson himself flew aboard the VSS Unity. Based out of Spaceport America in New Mexico, Virgin Galactic is now working on its Delta-class fleet, designed for efficiency and frequent launches. Commercial flights, priced around $450,000 per seat, are expected to begin in 2026, with more than 600 reservations already secured. Beyond tourism, Virgin Galactic is branching into defense and research missions, signaling a broader role for private spaceflight. Finally, the forgotten Renova SSTO, or reusable Nova, emerges from the 1960s as one of the most ambitious concepts ever sketched. This single-stage-to-orbit vehicle aimed to break free of Earth without detachable boosters or expendable stages. Its secret was an innovative air-breathing engine system, pulling in atmospheric air during ascent to conserve fuel before switching to full rocket mode in space. Fueled by hydrogen and oxygen and powered by a circular aerospike engine, Renova was envisioned to haul up to 450,000 kilograms and return via parachute for reuse. Though it never flew, its radical design still resonates in today's push for reusable, efficient space launch systems. Polaris Dawn is a groundbreaking private mission that pushed commercial spaceflight further than ever before. Led by billionaire astronaut Jared Isaacman and launched aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9, the crew soared to an astonishing altitude of 1,400 kilometers, higher than any human flight since Apollo. Over 5 days, they carried out the first-ever commercial spacewalk in SpaceX's next-generation EVA suits, tested Starlink's laser communications in orbit, and ran over 30 science and medical experiments, including new insights into radiation exposure. Polaris Dawn isn't just another mission. It's proof that private space exploration is here, and it's advancing toward the Moon and Mars. Zofalto is preparing to launch a new chapter in luxury space tourism. Their Celeste capsule doesn't ride on a rocket, but instead rises gently beneath a massive helium balloon to 25 kilometers above Earth. Over 6 serene hours, passengers experience a smooth 90-minute ascent, 3 hours of floating at the edge of space, and a quiet descent, all while savoring Michelin-star cuisine, fine wine, panoramic views, and even Wi-Fi. Designed by architect Joseph Duran with support from France's CNES space agency, Zofalto combines high engineering with French sophistication. NASA's X-59 Custocast is a bold step toward the return of supersonic flight, this time without the earth-shattering sonic boom. Built by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, the aircraft stretches nearly 100 feet, with a sharp, needle-like design and a uniquely mounted engine to quiet its roar. Cruising at Mach 1.4, about 925 miles per hour, at 55,000 feet, It replaces traditional cockpit windows with a futuristic external vision system. As part of NASA's Quest mission, it will fly over U.S. communities to test its muted thump and gather public response. NASA's Habitable Worlds Observatory may be the most ambitious telescope humanity has ever conceived. Slated for launch in the 2040s, it will carry a massive 6 to 8 meter mirror and advanced instruments to directly image Earth-like exoplanets orbiting nearby stars. Using a coronagraph, or possibly a massive starshade, it will block starlight and look for faint biosignatures, oxygen, methane, and chemical fingerprints of alien life. Atmos Space. Cargo's Phoenix capsule is redefining space logistics for Europe. In April 2025, the Phoenix 1 launched aboard a SpaceX rideshare mission and tested a pioneering inflatable heat shield during re-entry. Though it splashed down off Brazil, it sent back critical data that proved its innovative design worked. Phoenix 2, already in development, will feature its own propulsion system for precision re-entry and recovery. With reusable capsules designed for safe return, Atmos is carving a path towards sustainable cargo missions and efficient transport between Earth and orbit. Finally, Dassault Aviation's Vortex is Europe's answer to the next generation of reusable spaceplanes. Unveiled at the 2025 Paris Air Show, the Vortex will ride atop a rocket, deploy its payload, then return to Earth with a jet-like runway landing. Backed by €30 million from France's Ministry of Armed Forces and aligned with ESA's Explore 2040 program, the Vortex is being developed step by step, beginning with a smaller demonstrator. Future versions will carry satellites, supplies, or even astronauts, serving defense, exploration, and commerce. With its large bay, precise re-entry, and full reusability, the Vortex could become the workhorse of Europe's future in space. Spaceship Neptune by Space Perspective redefines what it means to travel to the edge of space. Instead of the deafening roar of rockets, a massive hydrogen balloon gently lifts its pressurized capsule to 100,000 feet. Inside, up to 8 passengers can sip drinks at a bar, recline in luxury seats, enjoy Wi-Fi, and gaze through panoramic windows at Earth's curve and the black sky above. The 6-hour journey ends with a smooth ocean splashdown using a parachute and cone system. The Rockwell C-1057, nicknamed the Flying Bread Box, was one of the strangest shuttle concepts of the 1970s. North American Rockwell imagined turning the shuttle's payload bay sideways, making a squat, wide craft that looked more like a loaf of bread than a sleek spacecraft. Inspired by lifting body designs, it aimed to carry the same cargo in a shorter airframe. It never left the drawing board, but the idea lives on as a reminder of just how radical Cold War engineers could be when designing the future. SpaceX's Starship is no concept. It's real, it's flying, and it's Musk's boldest gamble. A fully reusable rocket capable of carrying 100+ tons of cargo, or colonists, to Mars. Starship launches atop the Super Heavy booster, refuels in orbit, and lands tail first on alien soil. Musk targets an uncrewed Mars launch by 2026, followed by a crewed attempt by 2028 to 2029. With in-situ fuel production on the Red Planet, the vision is clear. Mars Base Alpha, a permanent human foothold beyond Earth. Spin launch is rewriting launch physics with no rockets at all. Instead, it's a giant centrifuge sealed in a vacuum chamber. Payloads are spun to over 5,000 miles per hour, then flung skyward, breaking through the atmosphere before a small booster finishes the job. The X-37B is one of the most mysterious machines orbiting Earth. A miniature space shuttle run by the U.S. Space Force. It launches on rockets, flies for years, and lands autonomously like a plane. Its 2023 to 2025 mission lasted 434 days, using experimental aerobraking to change orbits and performing classified tests, rumored to include space surveillance tech. 7 missions so far, each cloaked in secrecy. The X-37B is proof that spaceplanes aren't just for science fiction. They're already shaping military strategy. NASA's Orion spacecraft is the beating heart of the Artemis program. Built by Lockheed Martin, it carries astronauts farther than any ship since Apollo. Orion's smart docking system, using cameras, LiDAR, and autonomous software, lets it link with the ISS, the Lunar Gateway, or even Starship landers with pinpoint precision. Riding atop the mighty Space Launch System, Orion is set to ferry astronauts to the moon on Artemis 3, opening the door to long-term lunar bases and, eventually, the leap to Mars.